Look, it's not gonna be long. I was over on Blue Bloods channel, and I was reading some comments because apparently Shakur Stevenson accepted an offer from Ryan Garcia for a fight. So we don't know if it's serious or what's going on with that. Everything is still young with that right now. But there was some Shakur Stevenson fans in there. They were going back and forth. They were making good points. But some of them, there were people that was going against Shakur, saying he ran and he only stands in front of people that don't have power. I talked about that earlier, and it's true. It's true. He does that. When his power punchers, he's cautious. Which, and when you think about it, it makes sense. You got to be cautious when you fighting power punches versus, people that's not really big punchers. Why would you stand there and get beat up on? At the same time, though, what they not talking about is it's a certain level of defense, bro. And you have to be defensively sound, but you also have to be offensively sound as well too. Got to be like a balance, Even with the power punches, got to be a balance, bro. Because the way he fought De Los Santos, he's not going to be able to get away with that with every fight when he fights somebody with power. Now, the thing is, though, where's the backlash coming from against Shakur Stevenson? A lot of it is his own fault. Partly because he's on social media and still going on about it. And he's flip-flopping, and he's after the fight he said no excuses, and then the hand injury thing come out. Before the fight, if his hand was messed up, it would have been a little bit more understandable if he would have said his hand was broken or something was going on with his knuckle. But going into the fight, Shakur Stevenson was the one that said, I'm gonna fuck him up, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Right, he said this, y'all. Nobody is making this up. Shakur himself said he was gonna fuck De Los Santos up. Right? But if you knew your hand was messed up, so he says, right? Why would you say that? Why not just go in there and just say, well, De Los Santos is a tough opponent. We gonna see what happens fight night. That's it. That's all you gotta say. So he gets in there, and he threw the left a few times. He didn't like just not throw it. He did throw it a few times in that fight, but not as normally as you see him throw it. I don't know, like I said, if that was all a ploy, because he knew all along that this dude had power, and he was gonna fake like he didn't want to throw his left because something was wrong, and they planned to run with that narrative after the fact. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but did you see a picture with his knuckles swollen? That's just a picture. I'm being real, man. Was that really his hand in that picture? Did we see a picture of his whole body with that of him showing, like, look, this is my knuckle? I don't know, man. You just never know these days, bro. Maybe his hand is messed up, maybe it's not, bro. But the backlash, a lot of it comes from himself, bro. He got himself to blame for a lot of it. This is why I be saying all the time, man, with these fighters, stop saying what you're gonna do if you ain't really known to, like, what I'm saying? If you're not a knockout artist, or stop saying what you're gonna do, bro. Stop saying you're gonna knock somebody out. This like Tank Davis. I don't never really hear him, as much as I don't really fuck with him. We never hear Tank really say, I'm gonna knock this, I'm gonna knock him out, I'm gonna knock you out. He don't really gotta say that. But when dudes, got something to prove, that, like Devin Haney, same thing. He been telling Regis, I'm gonna whoop your ass. All right, I'm gonna whoop your ass mean you gonna stand there, you gonna fuck him up. It don't mean you gonna backpedal. It don't mean you gonna use a lot of footwork the whole fight. That mean you gonna whoop his ass. And then I'm even hearing you gonna knock him out. Okay, all right. So in order to get a knockout, you gotta plant your feet and stand in front of a motherfucker. All right. And Shakur and Devin are both guilty of this. They do this all the time. They do it all the time. So the dudes in the comment section over there was saying, you know, Shakur, he boxed with one hand and he won against, he won without throwing any punches. And man, look, I get what y'all saying, but bro, that's not going. It's so many things wrong with this whole story, bro. It's a lot of shit wrong, bro. If he'd just came out and said whatever he had to say, and then trying to show tweets and all of that stuff, so all of that just makes him look worse, bro. So that's why everybody's giving him a lot of backlash too. Plus, from what he's been saying, you know, 100% agree. I've been saying that it's not fully Shakur's fault. It's also De Los Santos for not being educated enough to know how to cut the ring off to punish Shakur Stevenson. That's his fault, bro. If you know what I mean? And I heard somebody say, well, he got tired of running after him. Bro, your job in that ring is not to get tired of doing anything. If somebody is running around from you the whole fight, or so-called running around, your job is to figure out that puzzle, how to find that motherfucker and cut him off. If you're getting tired if you're getting tired of chasing somebody, so to speak, what does that say about him? Did he just give up? It's been in a title fight, you just give up? No. As much as Shakur didn't stand there in the pocket with him, Shakur, he's the A side or the more popular fighter. You got to go in there and straight bully this dude, man. However you got to do it. So Edwin De Los Santos, that's something he got to learn to work on. Listen, man. These a lot of times, right? I'll take Tank out of the equation. A lot of these other power punchers, bro, they get these knockouts from people that stand right in front of them a lot. If they had a whole diet full of dudes that move around and know how to utilize their feet, I guarantee you a lot of them wouldn't have all those knockouts. And we've seen this. We've seen this over and over in the past year with a few fights, man. We've seen it with Boots. We saw it with Regis Prograis. We saw it with Teofimo Lopez. And we just saw it with Edwin De Los Santos. And I always said, these dudes that move around in the ring are nightmares for a lot of these other guys, a lot of these power punchers, and they're nightmares for them, man. Especially if like they don't have the education to cut the ring off. Now Tank Davis might be a little different. I don't think he'll have that problem. Tank is one of the best at cutting off the ring that I've ever seen. Tank, Errol Spence know how to cut the ring off. You know, dudes like that, they don't really have problems against dudes that move around. You know, early on, I remember Errol Spence was fighting Chris Van Heerden. Like, I think it was Chris Van Heerden. He moved around a hell of a lot in certain points. And, you know, Errol found him and did what he had to do. That's called, like, cutting off the ring. That's good. Educated way to cut the ring off. But Shakur got a lot of this to blame on himself, but not all of it is Shakur Stevenson's fault. If one person not making the fight interesting, the other guy got to figure out a way to make it interesting. If you ain't got a good dance partner, man, you got to fucking learn to dance by yourself, so to speak. You feel me? But that's just my take on it, man. The fans over there, they're right, but they seem a little biased towards Shakur. They got to open up their mind a little bit. And then when you go back and watch the fight, Shakur, when you go watch it slow, like I did already, you'll see he actually didn't do a bunch of of running like people say he did. He moved around a lot, but when he stood right there, Edwin couldn't do nothing with him. And when he did stand there, he was catching some good jabs and shit. He hit him with a few hooks. Edwin, I only saw like maybe one or two good shots he caught Shakur with up at the top. He did a little bit he did some body work, but very little. He seemed like he was a little nervous for something. So a lot of people not pointing that out about Edwin De Los Santos. Like he's they calling out Shakur, but how come Edwin De Los Santos was jumping every feint? Shakur was feinting him too. And you saw Edwin De Los Santos jumping out of position quite a bit. Go back and watch it, you'll see. But the focus is going to be on Shakur. That's just what it is, because Shakur is the one that was really talking. I find that interesting, though, because De Los Santos was running his mouth a lot, too, remember? I am the danger. I am your father. Pulling up to his hood in Newark and all this other stuff. Hey, where you at? Shakur? All right. So if you my father, why you ain't show me you my father in the ring? Why you pull your belt off and walk me? Just my take. What's good, bro? Salute to the guy. Salute to the bro Backlash. What's going on, homie? Yeah. I'm just trying to be balanced with this Shakur thing, man. He moved, he did what he had to do to get the win. But my thing is, bro, don't say you're going to whoop somebody's ass and you're not going to whoop their ass. That's my thing. Now, did he break his hand in the ring? I mean, obviously it was already broke. So supposedly, right? So he already knew that. So I would have had to play it down a little bit. I'm like, listen, I probably would have had to just say I had an injury, bro, something like that. Because I know my performance is gonna be a little fucked up in that ring. I'm not gonna let them drag me. So I would have had to admit that shit. Like, look, all that shit that came up before the fight. You ain't got to stop the fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Other people, other channels, if you say it was broke, he should have stopped the fight, called the fight off. But then that would have been another thing, when Shakur's a chicken, he pulled out of the fight. So maybe that's why he didn't. I don't know, man. We don't know what these guys, though. Real. But nonetheless, man, I'm not going to give Shakur all the heat because there's two people in that ring. It wasn't just Shakur in there by itself. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the fans, a lot of the De Los Santos fans don't want to hear none of that, though. But I'm like, yo, how come you're not even mad? You're not telling your boy. Why you not mad at your boy for not knowing how to cut off the ring, though? You know what I'm saying? So as mad as the Shakur people is about Shakur not really showing a lot of offense, you got to still be mad at De Los Santos. He wasn't showing no good offense either. He was trying, but he seemed like he was scared too, bro. He seemed nervous. Shakur right. Shakur admitted he was scared though. He said too. So that means De Los Santos was scared too. So that means he was scared. He was a little wary of his power. But it's true. De Los Santos was really hesitant in that fight, man. So why? If Shakur don't have this power, did he feel something he didn't like from Shakur? Just saying, man. Ain't nobody talking about that either. Right? Yeah. So I don't know, bro. I had to just jump on this live real quick and just because, bro, you know what's crazy? This phone is. I love this phone. I might have to get it repaired. The regular camera don't work on this phone anymore. No, it was strange because it works when I go on live on YouTube. It's working right now, obviously. But just me pressing my camera, it will not work. It's failed. It say failed. I've been doing this, been like 2 months now. Not sure why, but it is what it is. But anyway, y'all know what it is, bro. It's your boy Rebel Life Boxing, bro. Y'all go check out, some of my latest videos I just put out. But I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Peace out.